Christopher Media, unregimented.
He can write a song. He knows how to write a pop hook. Man can write a song. Man, you can't deny him that.
He can work a DCG chord progression.
You're right. I cannot deny that what he wrote were songs.
Unregimented on iTunes and ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
I recently watched a voiceover documentary called I Know That Voice. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Speaking of I Know That Voice, Mikey Rothenberg joining us again.
Hola, señoros. It is
Rocky Meikenberg.
It's important name. But they actually go into a lot of the great detail in the science on how, I guess, those voices are done. And there's one guy who did like the 100 voices that were every cartoon out, Bugs Bunny, right. Daffy Duck. And speaking of the impressions they're doing there,
Mel Blanc, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And he did the one episode where he does Daffy Duck impersonating Bugs Bunny and Bugs Bunny impersonating Daffy Duck.
Amazing.
And they said that
amazing.
He was on the way to one of his, and you saw this, so you know the story. But he was on the way to one of his sessions. Yeah. Was in a very bad car accident. Terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they said
the
only way they could get him to respond and what saved his life was they said, "What's up, Doc?"
Yep.
Right. And immediately he started going into character, and that's what brought him out.
Yeah,
he was doing and how he was doing like voiceover in his hospital bed, like he was actually doing voices, working. And he didn't recover enough to leave the hospital, but he was going back to work. Yep,
but that was insane. That he basically brought him out of a comatose state.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's where not to totally shift conversation points, but just looking at at him doing Eddie Vedder while singing the Muffin Man, that it's you have to understand, I guess, how that guy works,
right?
And that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. I like doing voices. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm not that good at it.
I'm not.
I can do Morrissey pretty good, but
there you go.
I can do the Cookie Monster pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
The Vegetable Monster.
You're lucky Rich is not here. You'd be getting called out for your Kermit impersonation.
Not a clown, and you're never hearing it again, so...
I used to do the Great Cornholio impersonation. I'll never do that again either. I understand.
I used to get coined out for my Aaron Neville, actually.
Aaron Neville.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on various things. I'd asked to do someone do my laundry like that, and... That's how I'd get my sister to do it all the time.
Or anytime you got a big zit on your face.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, look guys, I'm Aaron Neville.
Can someone please pop it for me?
It's just, you're just funny. It's funny.
My fucking clown.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
I love this part.
Tom, you got it all wrong. Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say? Right. Funny how? You're funny. You mean? So? Let me understand this, because maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny?
Brought
funny
up the Kermit impression.
Yep.
You know how you tell a story? What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know you said I'm funny? How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me what's funny.
Is there video to this audio?
Oh yeah.
Care to share it with the rest of the class?
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him!
That ends in 10 seconds.
You stuttering prick yet? Frankie, was he shaking?
We got in the Glenn Ross kick a couple weeks ago.
That's some good Pesci.
Yeah, it is.
But it doesn't beat Raging Bull for me.
So he doesn't beat him
and
beating the shit out of...
Raging Bull are just fucking amazing.
Him beating the shit out of somebody with a telephone in casino is pretty badass as well.
That's pretty awesome.
I second that one.
He uses a phone as a deadly weapon. It's also the movie where he just shoves Sharon Stone's head right into its crotch.
Oh, dude, he had the nudge down perfect on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't ask, you won't get.
What about Lethal Weapon, man?
That is a move every man in here has tried to pull off at some point. Whether drunk or sober or fucking around with their lady, they've tried to pull it off.
Yeah, You're right.
No one in this room is...
I was going to try and white knight it and say I never did that shit, but no, I probably did.
The 2.5 second silence, I think, pretty much put us all in our own boxes.
I lost the conversation there somewhere. I was in my own head.
The nudge,
in Casino.
Remember when he
shoves Sharon Stone's head?
He's comforting. I think he gets just done telling how much what's his name loves her and how much everything's going to be all right, and then it's just like, and you're going to blow me.
I'm saying every man in here has tried that move, drunk, sober, not even denying it. We've all tried it. Some more degrees of success than others.
All I could do is sit in the corner and smile. I don't even know. I can't even hide it. Like,
I don't
know.
Which time?
I have not. I don't recall that.
We're all adults here.
We're all men.
I think only like when you're... See, guys try it like as their first move, which that I've never done. I've done the I'm gonna
bold.
There's
that's almost as bold as the nude move.
There's nonverbal communication, right? In the heat of the moment, there's a lot of that. So yeah, in that way, yes, I have kind of made things go the way I would prefer them to go. Later, but I've never done the let's just go straight to the business. You're just gonna in Heathers. Wait, I keep bringing up a movie that nobody else has fucking seen.
I've seen Heathers.
I've seen Heathers.
Wait. Wonderful. It's every other podcast. Nobody's seen Heathers.
Fags.
Save the speeches for Malcolm X. I just want to get laid.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon and 2 or 3 egg whites. A half a stick of butter melted.
I don't know. There's so many songs to pick about fellatio. This one grooves more than any of them.
Stirred with a wooden
yeah. How did we get on fellatio as a subject? Let's go back to music.
Oh, Joe Pesci.
I was gonna say, let's just bounce around from that train of thought right there sums up my life.
Pick me up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls.
Put them in your mouth. Yeah, Isaac hates badass.
My boss was, I was listening to some NPR one day, and he said that they sounded like the ladies on that Saturday Night Live skit. And then he said, what was it called? What was it about?
Oh, The Delicious Dish.
Yeah. And he's like, what was it called? Chocolate salty balls?
No, it's sweaty balls. That's Alec Baldwin.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, God. Oh, I got
That's what he said, though. I was like, no, that's the chef song. Like, how do you know that? You knew both those and you mixed them up. That's kind of brilliant.
I mean, I was saying, if you could get them to do that skit,
yeah.
Delicious Dish are on the air. That was my favorite. Oh my God. My mom used to just sit there on the couch and cry during that skit.
Oh, because it's fucking hilarious.
It was wonderful.
Hey, thank you for listening, liking, and sharing Unregimented on Facebook. Thanks for following us on Twitter at UnregimentedPod. You can subscribe to Unregimented on iTunes for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Android users, you can find us on Stitcher. You can also listen to a new episode of a Christopher Media show every day of the week now, Sunday-ish. Eminem Question Everything. They took a little bit of time off. They are back. Monday and Thursday, you get Unregimented. Tuesday, the Weedman Podcast Bonus Nugget gives you a little sneak preview of what to expect on Friday when the whole big shebang bang happens. Wednesday, a couple of new shows. The Oddcast with Jenna and John. And, of course, the Projection Booth, Mr. Rob St. Mary and Mike White. Saturday, we have the Captain's Table with Noah, for the nerd culture, the geek culture, gamers. Episode I'm posting this week, it's about, he got wind that there's going to be Star Wars LARPing. So
I want in.
Yeah.
I want in.
Yeah, it's called So You Want to Be a Jedi. So this show is slowly gaining traction. Like, I see the numbers, and it's slowly, just every week, it gets a few more downloads. And we're on the medium where the nerds live. I was going to say where they live, then that sounds bad. If you like what we do and would like to show your support for us, you can donate to Christopher Media by using the PayPal button on ChristopherMedia.net. Hey, it's that time of year. Now it's really time for us to become Amazon whores. So you're going to be...
love Amazons.
Yeah.
The webs, yeah.
Yeah, I went right there too. I was like, legs, long legs.
Yeah, you think of like those old movies where guys would land on a planet and like these Amazon women, we must now mate with you. You haven't seen penis in 200 years.
Well, big meaty women also love shopping, and they can shop on Amazon.com. It's that time of year you're going to be using. They're now making more money. You saw this last year, Aaron. They're now making more money on the internets at Christmas time.
Yes,
than they are in the actual brick and mortar stores.
Cyber Monday is bigger than Black Friday.
Yeah, and apparently, too, the weekend before Black Friday.
And Steely Dan's still together, so they can revisit their song.
Yeah, we'll be getting a lot of mileage out of that.
Cyber Monday comes.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
But when you're heading to Amazon 3,000 times within the next 8 weeks, just head to ChristopherMedia.net, click through our link, bookmark the page, and it won't cost you anything extra. When you buy something, it will help show your support for Christopher Media. If you're looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. That's who we use to host all of the Christopher Media shows. When you sign up for HostGator by clicking through our link, you're helping to support ChristopherMedia.net. DraftKings.com, daily fantasy sports leagues. No season-long commitments. You can enter free or paid contests and win your share of over $200 million in prizes. When you click through the DraftKings banner at ChristopherMedia.net, you'll get a free first-time deposit bonus when you sign up for DraftKings.com.
So, Mike.
Yes. You get my papers here.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
So you've been working on some music lately, huh?
I have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You said that you have a song that we're going to mix together tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Actually, a whole score tomorrow. It's just it's a short film, so it's
all right.
3 minutes and 40 some seconds.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Anything you can talk about?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
right.
it's kind of a sad story. I gotta tell you, that's been kind of gut wrenching having to watch it over and over again. It's called Mother, and it's basically the title says it all. Is how far will a mom go? With that. So
yeah,
it's pretty rough, man.
Sounds like they cover a lot of ground in 3.5 minutes.
Oh, it's 3.5 minutes of music. It's 10 minutes of film, and it's basically about this guy. He's on his deathbed. And his whole life has been up and down. It's actually Gregory Allen is the director, and this is kind of the Hollywoodized version of his actual life with his brother who passed away.
Yeah.
So for him, I know it's got to be emotional. For me, it was. That's what I thought it was going to be when I got older. Was this kind of washed up druggie? So I was pretty torn up about it. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But it was difficult to kind of get into the mindset of it, because you kind of have to feel out the emotions. You have to feel out her emotions and his emotions, depending on who's looking at who. And it's very, very, we'll say, I guess, Foley driven. It's a lot of like soft moments.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult to stay with. But yeah, I'm actually really, really excited with the way it came out. It's not my normal writing style. I usually like to write very big and guess kind of very open. And very, I guess, I don't like to be bound. I don't like to be given boundaries.
I'm sorry. How many times did you watch the video, you think, before you started actually coming up with ideas? Does it happen right away?
Actually, I was given a script, and I wrote up a mock-up just of whatever I felt for it and sent it to him. And he was like, yeah, that's it. You're hired. That's what I want. Thank you.
Awesome.
And I was like, cool. So where do we start with this? And then I got the actual film. I was like, this is never going to work. This was too much.
What you did for the mock-up.
Yeah, because the mock-up was based on the mood that was set in the script. I didn't have anything to look at. I didn't have anybody to gauge off of. I couldn't see their emotions. I couldn't see the actor, the actress.
You only had one piece of the puzzle. To start with.
Right, and I mean, it was only like even on my phone. I think it was like maybe 9 pushes of my thumb worth of script. There's not a lot of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly watching her be a strong-willed mother. And they do these little flashback points. Like when he's really young, I think at the one point the one actor who played him, he was incredible. I mean, just his facial expressions alone. He has no lines, but he's one of the most powerful parts of the whole movie. He's so on point with it, and I think he's like 5 or 6. Maybe he might be 8, but he portrayed to me that he was definitely a little younger. And then it goes to him as a teenager, and then to him as in his 20s, kind of getting ready to bite the bullet due to like a slow. Growing brain tumor. So yeah. So it's really heavy. It really is. And I mean, watching that in the basement alone for for some weeks it affected my all around daily life. Man, I'd go upstairs and my wife's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm talking. I'm gonna go to sleep." And I just lay there and stare at the ceiling. Just this I couldn't shake it, this heaviness. And then once the music started coming out, it was kind of like I was getting, it was almost like when you write something like this, you kind of have to put yourself in that position. And I was, I guess in my own mind, so close to that as it was, not minus the brain tumor, but so close to that kind of giving up on myself, giving up on the world, that I could get in that mindset. And because of it, you kind of get back into that same mind frame you were when you were going after this stuff, and so you start writing the music for it. And this never happened before, obviously, because I wasn't doing this then, but as a composer, it really lets you breathe out the innermost thoughts, the melancholy feeling of just there, just being, I guess just like a kind of a bump on a log, you're just kind of you're there, you exist. And in most days you don't even know it, so this was a really nice experience for me. It was really kind of, I don't want to say healing, but it was actually quite nice. But I'm very excited about the score. Absolutely.
Right on.
They don't have your music up on...
No, nothing's up. Nothing's released, music-wise.
Then we still have to do the final mix and master on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so how long until we can actually see the finished product?
I believe, once we master it, right now they're doing a rough cut, trying to get everything matched up. That way, when we go into master it, we can look and see how the room breathes. Because I don't want to have this cathedral reverb if it's in a phone booth. It doesn't fit. So I wanted to see how what I had now worked with it, and then how it breathed with the moments. And I think I did a good job of balancing it beforehand. But that'll be you're the one to judge that.
So about the video, then, this sounds like it's really more just its own standalone piece of art, right? This isn't like a spec film or something, where I'm looking to have this made into a feature length or something like that they're going to shop around. This is like he's making a piece of art and you're making a piece of art to accompany it.
I honestly think, and this may be bold of me to say just to make an assumption on him, but from talking to him, we talked on the phone once, and I gotta admit, you get chemistry with musicians, you get chemistry with other artists, and even just people at the bar. You're shooting the shit, you have a good time, and the chemistry there with him. He's
speaking the same language a lot of times.
Yeah, and he's also a composer, which is phenomenal because he talks to me as a musician, and then he talks to me as a director.
Well, that's interesting, though. How come he didn't choose to score it himself?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it might have been that he was already into the fact that he wrote everything, that he drew everything up, and then he also directed it. I think it might
knowing your limitations is part of what a good artist does, and especially when you have to work on collaborative things like film, you have to rely on a lot of other people. So
absolutely,
you have to have a certain amount of trust that the people are going to give you good results.
And that's one thing.
Obviously, you were one of those people.
I definitely hope to be that in the end results.
But I guess I can associate it with any time that I've recorded music, I would rather somebody else mix it.
Yeah.
Or for sure, if I'm mixing something, I would rather have somebody else master it.
Yeah.
There has to be, it's like having an editor.
Yeah, well, you need to have someone who's not emotionally attached. And I think, for me, it's
not that you weren't emotionally attached. You seemed to be very emotionally attached to the film itself.
But it's for me and you...
But you're not, they're not directly involved in the process the way that you are.
Right, absolutely. And that's why I say, hey, Aaron, I need your help mixing and mastering this because I wrote it. Because I already know what I want to hear louder, but that doesn't mean that everybody else wants to hear that certain high, high C, banging through their headphones or through the speakers. So I think it's nice to have kind of almost a blind eye to the actual emotion, because I don't know exactly what he feels through this. I don't know exactly what he's going through, what he's gone through. But I have an idea, and I think that's where the synergy comes from. And like I was saying, just from talking to him, I think that this is kind of one of the things for him. I think it healed him getting it out. I think it's something he harbored on for a long time. He actually wrote a book about it. And then I think this is kind of that final step, seeing it come to life, seeing it before him again, maybe having to relive that, because he was young when all of it took place. In fact, he's not even mentioned in the film at all as a little brother. He just mentions that it's this guy and his mom. The dad is talked of once, but he's never shown. And I think that's one of the big things for him. I think it was he had to pull himself out of that memory and watch it happen again, so he could collect his thoughts and say, okay, it happened. I need to, I can move on from it now. I think, in my opinion, I don't know how anybody can really move on from it, but
I know.
It's
kind of it's not about moving on.
It's more so. I think taking a final step towards closure. You know,
there has to be a certain amount of acceptance.
Right. It never gets better. It just gets different. You know.
Well, I love this song, but what?
It's called exit music for a film.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
and it was in the film as well.
Music nerding out on that one. Only people who are really music nerds get.
Wait, didn't they put this on this was in Romeo and Juliet as well, wasn't it? Didn't they have 2 songs on there, or did I imagine that?
I saw that turd movie once.
I like that movie, and I'm not even like a huge Baz Luhrmann fan, or if that is it. Did I pronounce his name right? Something like that. But yeah, I can't say I've enjoyed many of his films, but that's one that I do really enjoy.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Romeo and Juliet?
Yep, that one.
I enjoyed it.
I think I mean
the guns were beautiful.
Yeah, they really absolutely. They had some wonderful craftsmanship.
A really cool twist on that story. I really liked it,
and the fact that he didn't change the language to fit it. He was like, "We're just going to call them swords," because that's. I mean, how much are you going to fuck with Shakespeare?
Yeah, right.
Like he understood that there's things that you can play with, and there's other things that you can't. Because you don't. It's like saying that the movie O was inspired by a Shakespeare play. Come on, you took the vague outline for a story that's been repeated over and over again throughout film and said, okay, well, our influence is Shakespeare, but it's a modern twist on it. No, that's not how it works.
I guess I just to kind of break silence here. Now that we brought up Romeo and Juliet, we're all friends here, all 4 of us. I was going to say I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm a huge fan.
You're not going to hear any bad words out of my mouth about.
I haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street yet. I really want to.
I have not either.
You guys see it. Oh my god!
What I've seen is amazing.
It's intense.
I heard The Departed is badass.
The Departed is wonderful.
The Departed's good. Aviator was amazing. The Island.
The beach.
The beach. That's what it was. That's what it was. I keep confusing it with the other movie with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Looking so hot, but
totally.
I can see how you confuse that area.
I'm always going there. But what else? I think those are that and Romeo and Juliet. Those are my top 4. I finally did watch Titanic after abstaining for
20 years.
How long?
20 years.
Yeah, I watched it this year.
I've only seen it once.
But
it involved an old girlfriend.
Yep.
Hey,
at a theater.
That piece of wood was big enough for 2 people.
Amen,
Just
man.
throwing that out there, man.
She could have laid on it and he could have hung onto her legs.
That's what she
said. But there's also several memes that are going around on the internet that show how too. 2 people could have fit on that board. It's 6 examples of how 2 people could have fucking...
That's what I kept saying. But then I was watching the Riff Tracks version, so that's the reason I watched it.
Again, I actually enjoyed that movie. I liked it.
Really?
It was good, man. I love the director, though. I mean, have you guys seen? Have you seen anything else he's done? I mean,
sure.
He just did. Oh my god, it was about cave exploration. I love this movie so much.
I think it was Mike's favorite song.
Actually, this is one of the songs that really hit me. I really wanted to be a composer after this. I was like, how do you put flutes with Celine Dion? I got to do this one day.
Okay, that's as far as I can get.
Yeah,
I want to throw my own laptop.
You didn't even make it to the key change, man.
Yeah.
The way he bends that pan flute, though. Hey, it's insane.
Hey, I feel like that was not a comment of happiness.
There you go, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, 5 seconds until we get...
It's okay. Look at my time of the world.
So no, I never gave in and watched Titanic, not even for pussy.
I
did get dragged to the second Twilight movie, I think it was. I mean, who knows? It was the one where they broke into glass, I know that much. And I guess it didn't happen in any of the other ones because they realized it was
I had to watch all those movies and True Blood. The only thing I got out of that was I liked True Blood. True Blood was all right.
I got dragged into the theater to see Jungle Fever.
Dude, I love that movie. That is fucking awesome.
I feel kind of back in the... You said you didn't watch Titanic for pussy. I watched Titanic because I am a pussy. And I also went...
It sounds like the name of the movie. Titanic 4.
Yeah.
Pussy.
4 pussy.
Y'all want to get some pussy, bring your girl to this movie.
The prequel, because he's a pussy. But yeah, I watched that one willingly, and I'm going to be honest with you again. I made it to 3 out of the 4 or 5 premieres for Twilight. I'm a huge fan of the books. I'm telling you, man. I'm just a boy.
Give me your man card.
I don't have one.
I can't.
I've never had one.
I can't say anything. As a Buffy fan, I can't say anything except for that Joss Whedon is way better writer than
Buffy doesn't fucking twinkle.
See, I enjoyed this. Yes. I slept through all the Twilights.
Twinkling fucking vampires. Come on. I'm sorry, bro. Good for you.
Hey.
It's cool. Like, to each their own.
I got nothing else to say, actually. I guess I'm shut
First
down.
of all,
I wish I could do it. I wish I could.
Your lead actress is supposed to carry all these.
Oh, she's
films.
terrible.
She can't.
She's terrible.
Her face didn't even change when she was giving birth.
What is that bitch looking at? That's what I want to know. That bitch is always looking at something off to the left or to the right.
All right.
What the fuck is that bitch looking at?
I
Or she
can't-
on so many drugs? That's just a vacant look that's permanently
She
in her
looked
eyes.
like she was raised in a plexiglass cage.
I literally can't answer
Close your
these-
mouth! Close your fucking mouth!
I don't know what to do. I can't answer these questions. I'll have to call her and ask her. I don't know what to tell you guys. I just the books were awesome, and I watched the movies just to support the writer Stephanie Meyer because I think she's actually really talented.
I read some of the first book.
Before we go any further, I was an English major. You know,
it's cool, man.
I was a
You know?
writer before I was a musician, so I guess I could. My
See,
sister
what
was
you
like,
don't understand is I'm ignorant, so it's kind of like, it's funny, and that's why I'm laughing. And it's like, but I totally get that I'm ignorant, so it's cool that you dig that shit. That's totally cool. I don't think it's crap. I don't know enough about it to call it crap, but I just can't fucking do it. I can't.
I understand. It isn't for everybody.
You know what though? My daughter's probably gonna make me watch that shit when she gets a little older, and that's gonna be.
And you're gonna think about this moment, and you're gonna know
I'll
that
laugh.
deep down inside, I'm like, he got his.
Karma's a bitch.
Oh, you know.
Speaking of that, I watched Beautiful Driving Karma
Carter Birdwell's
today.
amazing. That's wonderful.
Wait, you watched
Thank you,
what?
Eddie.
Beautiful Driving Karma today. I watched Karma.
Oh, yeah,
occur.
yeah.
Piano
Yes.
needs to be tuned.
Instant. It was beautiful.
Instant variety.
This lady cut me off, and and then there was a car that wanted to get into my lane, but they stopped in the middle of the road, turned their turn signal on, and were like just nudging into the lane, and it was like moving traffic.
Yeah.
So fuck that. I'm going, you ain't getting in, whatever. So the lady got stuck right behind that car. I was like, that is beautiful. That is beautiful karma right there.
Yep. Karma with a C.
Karma with a C. So yes, karma is a bitch.
I guess my kid sister brought it up to me. Was like, hey, I read this book. It was really good. You should read it. I was like, I'm not reading that fucking book. I'm not reading that shit. It's bullshit. It's teeny bopper bullshit. I'm not reading it. So she's like, will you at least go to the premiere with me? Blah, blah, blah. It'll be a lot of fun.
It is teeny bopper. I've read some of it.
So I went with her, though, just to spend some time with my kid sister. I took her there. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll read the books. It was actually a pretty cool idea. I like it's a different take. It's a fresh take. I'll read the books. Read the books. Books were wonderful. Watched the rest of the movies.
You sound like a movie producer right now.
I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy
trying to sell us in this idea that Twilight is awesome.
No. I guess I'm trying to redeem like a quarter of my wish
Back
I
in
wasn't
2002.
No,
I met Stephanie Myers.
That's not true.
To
It
each
was
their
04.
own, man. To each their own. Because it's like me saying you're in a room full of dudes, and it's like I don't like football.
I hate it personally.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. So right on. All right.
I don't
the football haters club.
I don't get much.
Yeah,
from it.
you too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm in a fantasy no football league at all. I don't want any of it. I can't do it anymore. I used to love football until they started. Same with hockey. I used to watch hockey religiously until they started putting these stupid rules in and pushing it and overcharge it, and then I'm just there's no more passion. There's no more sport. They're just doing it for money. And that backed off. I can't even get in the college ball anymore, and that used to be cool, but nothing. I'm completely burned out of all professional sports except for ping pong.
I was never
except for basketball.
Oh my god, I love basketball.
You know what, man? I'll go watch a soccer game, but it's only when my nephew's playing. So,
I'm a soccer player, and I don't even watch soccer. I can't do it anymore. I used to love it again. They did a bunch of rule changes. Yeah. They brought in the instant replay, all this stuff, and no longer is it the game of fate. It's a game of just whatever is planned out.
I do like a good game of softball, though. It doesn't even have to be soft, actually. What? Why do you look at me like that? You don't like playing softball?
The way you're peeking over your mic over there is just... you look like Wilson. I feel like I'm on Home Improvement.
That's one thing I miss about working at Guitar Center. We managed to cobble together a softball game every now and again. Going nuts. The cat likes soccer too.
We should find other podcast stations in the area and do a podcast softball league. I'd be all over it. I will say though, because bringing up football, I do not like football to begin with. I like playing it, but I'm not a big fan of watching it. But Brian Tyler recently just redid the theme song for ESPN. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it is incredible.
Who the fuck is Brian Tyler?
Yeah, you can look at me like that too, because I'm like, who the fuck is Brian Tyler?
I wanted to describe your facial expression, but I think
that was like you dumbass.
And now
just called you a dumbass.
Now that you've asked me that,
Tyler.
Now I'm not like he's one of my favorite composers. But now that you've asked me that, I have to make sure that's his name. Because
I've done that.
That's something that I guess it's something weird with me. Is anytime someone second guesses whatever I'm saying, I'm like, well, wait, maybe it is something different.
I'm on Steven Tyler.
Dude, I don't remember. I do not remember anybody's name.
That old woman who was on American Idol.
Oh man, hold on. Now I'm convinced now this is not his name. Oh man, this is gonna be bad if it's not. Oh shit! No, it's Brian Tyler. Okay, he did Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man. Oh, he's done so much, man. Now You See Me. He's done a lot of stuff. He did like some crazy amount of films in the last like 6 years. He's done.
So he's like Hans Zimmer huge.
He's getting there, yeah. I mean, he's really young, though, man. He really is.
I heard that, but Hans Zimmer and, what's his nuts?
Junkie XL?
And Junkie XL are splitting the duties on the Batman Superman movie.
Yep.
And so it's basically going to be like Hans Zimmer does all the Batman shit and Junkie XL does all the Superman shit.
It is Brian Tyler, Mike.
It is, yes.
It's so fucking sweet.
It is going to be awesome, man, because they're both known. I can't wait. They're both known for their EDM backgrounds. And that's one thing I am so excited for, because they're both going to bring that to the table. And then Hans obviously has a wonderful, wonderful way around the orchestra, and Junkie XL I think still is pretty immature to that.
Even though, and if you don't know, you've heard Hans Zimmer if you've seen any of the recent Batman trilogy, or
Pirates of the Caribbean, or The Lion King,
many other things,
or Video Killed the Radio Star.
But specifically on the stuff that he's done for Batman, you're right. There's very much an electronic element throughout it, but everything sounds so natural. It still sounds. I mean, there's a lot of orchestral elements as well. But just reading about the experimentation that he did.
Oh, that one interview.
To find the sounds.
Remember the Joker theme song interview when he goes through that with the razor blades on the violins and cellos, and
right. So it was a lot of like sound experimentation too. So I guess it was like a good mixture of organically created elements and electronic elements.
Absolutely.
But Junkie XL is, he's straight. His background is really techno.
Absolutely.
That's where he comes from.
There is one thing that I read recently that I guess...
But he's branched out
I guess he's an amazing musician, though. I guess he's a hell of a guitar player, and he's an outstanding drummer.
A lot of techno guys are.
I heard in an interview about Hans... It was actually Hans Zimmer and him at SXSW. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
And they were in a conference. It was just them two together, and people got to fire questions at them, and they were telling stories together about how they met and all this stuff. And I guess Hans had approached Junkie XL some years ago, and Junkie XL turned him down. He didn't think he was ready for it. Didn't think he was going to be able to, kind of own up. Which I think takes a lot of balls to say I can't do it.
Yeah.
More than I can do it, and then fail miserably. But I think he went at the right time. But he he's been studying under Hans for quite some time, and I guess that movement up. Hans said that he's one. He'd show him a part or something like that, and he'd pick it up and play it, and it was perfect. Every time he would watch him play something and fumble through it, and then he would get him play it, because Hans Zimmer states all the time he's not a musician. He's not. I'm not a musician. I'm a programmer.
Right.
However, I know how to do it musically. You know, he's more art focused on anything. I think
he's such a strange personality. I mean, it's not like I know him or anything. You just read the interview here or there. He's not really that shy about giving out interviews or talking about himself. But he manages to kind of balance on this tightrope of being like super pompous and also completely dismissive of himself,
right?
Self-effacing,
right?
It's very strange.
I would not want to be at the dinner table with him when someone's like, "Hey, Hans, great score, man. It sounds really good." And he just shuts down, just rolls his eyes. You know, I didn't think it was very push, but
throw something at you.
It's just what I do because I'm that good. But it took me a while to get to that point when I was in the room crying. You know, he has that every positive. There's an extreme, deep, depressing negative.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I can kind of understand it, but
so outside of the soundtracks, though, you get excited about superhero movies, Batman and Superman?
Hell yeah, dude! Yeah. Are you kidding me? Affleck is Batman? Shut the fuck up! Are you serious? He was the bomb in Phantoms and everything else he's done.
In what? Wait, in Phantoms?
You see Phantoms?
As a Kevin Smith reference. Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, Joe. That was out of Dogma.
That's right.
Fuck. I may not have seen many movies, but I've seen the important ones.
Dude, that's my favorite. Dogma is my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
It's such a good movie.
But yeah, there's so many. It's going to be insane how many comic book hero movies are coming out in the next.
Yeah, I was looking at the list.
They planned to get the next 6-7 years. They planned into the future. Have you guys seen the list of everything? What? Would you run and never look back?
Would you cry? This song, I can't even. I don't even know what you just said. All I saw was a mole.
Okay. So, everyone knows Batman and Superman and everything. Have you ever been like a really avid fan of comic books, like read?
No, I haven't read that one either.
Bless you, my child.
Gesundheit.
What the fuck are we listening to? I don't even know what this is.
Enrique Iglesias, bro.
Okay,
Aaron.
Shit's tight,
what?
Yo.
I can be your hero, baby.
You should come do some karaoke with me, man.
So they're making an Ant-Man
you would hate
movie?
It.
No, it'd be fun.
I'm in.
It'd be fun as shit.
Do you guys even know who Ant-Man is?
Yes.
It's not even the original Ant-Man. It's the second Ant-Man.
Is it Paul Rudd doing it?
Yeah. And they're making a Captain Marvel movie, and not even the original Captain Marvel, but the Carol Danvers version of Captain Marvel.
For me, I guess when I look at how they're bringing a lot of they're trying to bring things to light that used to matter to so many people and then just kind of faded off. Well, let's make it matter again, but let's do it so big you don't have a choice but to let it know, to make it matter to yourself.
But they've already done all the established properties, right? And
absolutely.
And established throughout film, even if you look at characters like Batman and Superman and Hulk and Wonder Woman. Well, they haven't done Wonder Woman yet. I don't know why, but all these existed as Spider-Man. These are all TV shows. They've had various movies made about them. These are not only heroes that are super popular in the comic book world, but have existed on the screen for decades as well.
Right, and the best part is it's from young to old. Everybody appreciates it.
Right. So
it is kind of a cool thing, I guess, when you put it that way.
That's why I'm really curious to see what happens with Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. I mean, these are movies I'm really looking forward to.
Absolutely.
Captain Marvel. None of these people were... I don't even think Doctor Strange. I can't imagine. I can't. I think there was an Avengers cartoon that he was on, but I don't think we've ever seen a live action version of Doctor Strange before. Do you guys even know who Doctor Strange is?
That's our pipe upstairs.
That's what we named the new pipe, Doctor Strange. This song was
I just shit. Excuse to play this song.
This show is the shit.
I'm walking on in. Director Lexi Alexander, who is the Breaking Bad director.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing the Wonder Woman movie, and it's slated for June 23rd, 2017.
Yep.
Who's going to be in it?
I just fucking
They showed a picture of her, and she's pretty hot. They got the right person for it because she's got like hot, but yet like really stern looking, kind of, a little bit of the dominatrix look, and not super muscly.
McLaren.
I mean, Linda Blair, beautiful woman, but she was a little too like supermodel to be convincing as Wonder Woman.
And The Exorcist. She was way too supermodel to be The Exorcist. I thought that's where you're going with it. I was like, Aaron, you gotta wrap it up.
No.
You gotta tie this one together. I don't know where you're going. I'm about the superpowers. I guess you can be super cool.
This is the Wonder Woman theme song, huh?
Oh yeah. Get down, man.
It sounds like a song I've heard for somebody.
There was this really interesting story that this woman wrote this book about the guy who created Wonder Woman and how they had this strange mixture of influences that was like both the Varga pinups that they used to have in I think it was in Esquire magazine at the time. Are you familiar with these?
Yeah.
Like 1950s style girls that they would paint on the side of planes and shit like that. Super leggy. But that and the Rosie the Riveter style, we can do it with the the muscly woman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it was both a mixture of like things that was empowering to women and also made them very submissive.
I was more so.
And he had this really strange personal life too, where he was married. And then he had a mistress, and he fell in love with her. And he went to his wife and said, look, I got a mistress. I'm in love with her. I still love you, but I'm not going to leave her. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay, or are you going to go? And she thought about it and was like, fuck it. All right. And they lived... those two women lived together long after he died. They were still living together. The three of them became a family. He had kids with both women, and the kids, even until they were like teenagers, didn't even know which one was their actual mom because they just didn't talk about it. It was just like, we're all just a family.
Yeah.
Now you said this.
I said what now?
You said, should I stay or should I go?
Oh, I did say that.
Should I stay or should I
Yeah, so anyway.
You know way too much shit about people in comic books and things surrounding comic books. And
that was on a Fresh Air interview, actually, I listened to.
Nerd.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
I do. I've got some newer acquisitions. I got the Quentin Tarantino written Django and Zorro crossover event here. Number 1. Kind of excited to read that.
One wears all black. One is black.
Yeah.
My attention was mildly spiked. Did you see that movie, Django Unchained?
Oh, yeah.
DiCaprio, and that was fucking amazing. Are you kidding me?
Bringing it back to Leo.
He was so good in that.
Don't ruin it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You need to get on that. You definitely need to see The Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And Blood Diamond was good, too.
I don't know that you could ruin Django Unchained for somebody.
I could tell you the entire plot line.
Yeah. And it wouldn't make a lick of difference to watching it.
When you watch it, you'd be like, what? He didn't tell me this.
The Civil War ended. We know how that ended.
It's like trying to tell somebody what happened in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what did happen? I don't know what happened in Pulp Fiction, actually.
Well, let's watch it again.
And then in the end, they went home. I don't know.
I mean, really, yeah, that's the end of Pulp Fiction. And at the end, everybody went home.
So there's these two guys, they do a bunch of bad shit.
Alive.
Except Zed.
Zed's dead, baby.
It seemed like to me, because the first time I saw it, I was so confused. It was like the whole movie to me was tied together by why he was saying what he said after he killed somebody. And then he was like, that's just some fucked up shit to say to someone before they die. I was like, what? That was the whole movie?
Yeah.
That was why I watched this whole thing? And then I had to watch it again. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things I didn't even notice because I was so like drawn aback. Like, what the hell is going on?
Right, because it was taking you away from the plot that you were trying to follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever watch it in order?
Yeah, I guess there's an edited version where they'd they put everything.
Go like 2, 3, 1 or something like that if you put it in order of the parts.
Guess, right.
I got to watch the master play this song.
but they don't. It's not even divided up that evenly, isn't it? Because they kind of there's overlaps.
It's part 1, 2, and 3. Well, yeah, no, but I mean, as far as chronologically,
I think it goes all the parts and put that all chronologically.
I know 2 is first, but I'm not sure if 1 or 3 is the middle one. But
I don't. Yeah, but it's not that simple, is it? Not just taking one part and moving it around. Like
no, 2 is last because that's where.
All right,
spoiler alert.
You're sticking with this.
because 2 is where he kills Travolta.
Right.
The middle one is where he. Spoiler alert for a 20-year-old movie.
I'm listening to this. I'm not listening to you. I got Miserable in my head, dude. I'm listening to that.
Yeah, 2 is where...
Leave it on. Don't shut it off.
The other one that I got here is new Iron Man series, Superior Iron Man, which, just real quickly, if you're a fan of the movie, or the movies, rather...
Which Brian Tyler scored.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wait, isn't this the Black Eyed Peas?
Which... God damn it.
It isn't.
So if you watched the Iron Man movies and thought that they were great, but that Tony Stark should have been more of an alcoholic and more of a dick, then this is the book for you. This is like the movie version of Iron Man, but he is drinking and not giving a fuck about anything.
Nice.
Highly recommended.
I'm in. In fact, I'm going to start thumbing through some pages and find some highlights.
There you go.
Son of a bitch, you beat me to it.
And I'm even wearing my Iron Man t-shirt today.
Nice.
Which is a shirt that had this strange habit of shrinking upwards.
It's a hipster shrinking pattern. It's built into the shirt.
Yeah, it is.
I bought my kids Detroit firefighter t-shirts, and they're actually iron. It says Iron Man, and it's like it's the symbol of firefighter symbol with the arc reactor in the middle of it.
No fucking way!
It's a badass shirt, man.
That is amazing.
You want one?
Yes.
I'll get you one. Next time I'm down at the headquarters, I'll get you one.
Right on.
Because it goes right to the fireman's fund.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So how much are they?
Like $15, I think.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'll get you on that.
Nah, whatever. I'll just get you.
That would be so sweet.
My favorite so far. Pepper to Tony. You're drinking again? I am. A lot. I have to make up for all those wasted years of sobriety.
Oh, he's got a bunch of...
Yeah, and then it continues the smugness with the next shot is just his face, and it says, "Now, is there something I can help you with, Pepper? Or have you come all the way to San Francisco just to give me disapproving looks?" So yes, this does seem like he's more dickish than normal.
Yeah, when she first encounters him, he's in a pool, and there's all these people hanging out in the pool in their swimsuits and everything, and this one girl's chatting him up, and he's like, "Oh, Pepper, come and join us. If you didn't bring a suit, don't be shy. We're all friends here." And she's like, "Really? Name one person in the pool right now." And he's like,
And then there's this helpless poor little doe-eyed girl that just says...
The girl talking to him is like, "Tony?
Tony?" And there's an angry, fiery Pepper that says we need to talk.
Yeah, we just do comic book radio theater here.
This is amazing.
I'll take Pepper, and you take Tony Stark.
That's awesome. I never get to be the upper hand.
Okay, so you can read the part of She-Hulk.
That's the kind...
Wow. Reading a comic book is great podcasting, guys.
That's the kind of friend that Aaron is, though, because Aaron will look at me and be like, "You know what? Yeah, you can be Tony Stark." Mike, today, you're Tony Stark. Because you know what that means.
We're not casting today.
No,
it's just a table read.
You don't understand. You don't understand what a table read can do to somebody who's just
next.
Still trying to make up for the Twilight conversation. So,
hey man, you ain't got nothing to prove. It's all good. You liked football at one time, so I guess that equates equals us out because never have. Makes me less of a man.
All right. Well, okay, so let's try and hit some real topics here. This is fluff. No,
you guys were having a great conversation over there.
No, great. Absolutely.
Yeah, you be Pepper.
It was great.
No, but we had admitted earlier that we were kind of tuning out of the news lately because we had all these election coverage and then all this ridiculous Ebola coverage.
You said it. You said you weren't.
Yeah, I know. That's as far as I'm going into it. Just get a little worn out, and you kind of tune out. But there was some kind of exciting news for me because there's an issue that we've talked about on this podcast before, which is net neutrality. And Obama actually made a statement trying to persuade the FCC to regulate ISPs or internet service providers like a utility, like they do the telecom industry. Yeah, I'm just really excited about that. I mean, are you guys familiar with this issue at all?
I actually don't watch the news at all.
Do you know?
I have no cable, and I try my hardest to stay away from it because I'm like that Dateline mom. Like there's mercury in the water, I freak out. So I don't. If it's not getting posted on my page, it's someone's not worried enough to tell me. I shouldn't know it because I'll board my house up. Someone's like, oh, some guy was coughing in the alley. I think he's turned into a zombie, right, Mike? Nudge, nudge. I'm like, fuck that. Board the house now. Everybody get a pitchfork. I don't know what the hell kills them. Just
get your goddamn shotgun, shoot him in the head.
Yeah,
so you steered clear of the
I hate the
disease that shall remain nameless for the rest of this podcast.
No, you know what? I caught wind of it. I caught a little wind of it.
I hear you can catch it that way. And I hope you had a mask on.
I was going to say, and for 3 days...
You don't want to catch wind of
it.
And
for 3 days in public, I wore a respirator. And then I was like, this is fucking silly. Nobody's wearing this shit.
Right.
I just look like I'm trying to find people to operate on. So I just stopped. But still,
I stayed at home and self-monitored.
Yeah, I just stayed in the studio. I just stayed
a private contractor surgeon. I wandering around.
I air sealed my studio.
Asian at an airport.
Yeah, appendectomy is half off.
I just air sealed the studio and stayed in there for at least what was the incubation period? Like 30 days.
21 days.
So
21.
I was at airports where it had been through. I was at Hartsfield, Atlanta. I was at JFK, both airports where somebody who's had the disease has been.
You're a goddamn American hero.
I'm here and I'm fine.
You're immune now.
And to think we shared a drink. I'm out of here.
Ebola.
No, so, are you familiar with the issue of net neutrality at all?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm actually
surprised I haven't gone on a rant about it while you were around.
You have?
And you're just smiling and nodding.
He just hears ISPs, DHCP, IP, TCP.
You know damn well that I have got the worst attention span. And if anything comes up that's even remotely smart, I don't have a pen and paper to stay active in the conversation. The first 5 sentences, I'm on point. The middle 20, I'm good. The last 10, I'm out. I don't know how it ends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know about it. My brother's actually brought it up a couple times with net neutrality.
Okay.
I just don't know a whole lot about it to even begin to jump into it.
It's a really simple concept. It's the idea that the people who provide all the access to the internet, namely AT&T, Verizon, Comcast, they have the capability to completely direct traffic. They can cut you off if they want to do. The idea of net neutrality is just saying that you're not allowed to constrict bandwidth to certain areas or from certain customers or to certain customers, and you're not allowed to give preferential treatment to others. So when you have like streaming services like Netflix, let's say Netflix pays a premium for their internet through whichever ISP. They have to have some kind of deal with one of them, and to get their internet service. And so Comcast or AT&T can just go, okay, well, Netflix pays us more. They now have more bandwidth, so now Netflix is going to get more customers. Because people are like, well, I'm trying to watch something on Amazon, and it's stuttering all the time, and I watch Netflix, and it comes through clear. So there's your choice. You're going to go with the Netflix service over whatever else is out, because that's what fucking works.
Right.
But what if Netflix streaming is just better?
Well, meaning that their compression is better?
Yeah, their compression rate.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
Different algorithms and shit like that.
Yeah, but this is the internet service providers controlling not only content.
Right, I understand.
But, we were talking earlier about when it comes to commerce, think about the fact that last year's Cyber Monday was bigger than Black Friday. That's a lot of fucking money going down in one day. If Target.com has plenty of bandwidth and doesn't crash and and whoever, RadioShack.com crashes. Well, that's a lot of money that they're missing out on, or whatever. I don't know. That's not really competitive. I don't know why.
Was crashing, but for a different reason.
Yeah. I don't know why I brought Radio Shack out.
I mean, they pay for that extra bandwidth. You want that same bandwidth, you can pay for it. You can get it. That's
right. But
I guess that's
part of what Obama's thing. There was a video that I watched online, and he was saying how the internet was built on freedom, freedom of access
by Al Gore.
Yeah, right. Hey,
he invented it.
Anyway, I'm not going to have that argument, but.
It's just fun.
But yeah, no, it was based on freedom of access of information, being able to, for better or worse,
the World Wide Web,
go anywhere, go to any website, have access to everything.
I guess I can see that because my water bill is the same as the guy next to me, and his water is no hotter or stronger when it comes out. So I guess I could see that the way you put it there as a normal utility. That makes total sense. Because I wouldn't want to pay double my water bill just to get an extra 10 degrees. So that makes total sense.
Well, it's
but
not.
Maybe you don't need the extra.
Maybe it's not even that.
Need it.
Maybe you pay the same as other people, but you have inferior water. Mm-hmm. Like, what if it's not regular? Like, well,
yeah, you're getting brown water.
Yeah, we're gonna get this
water pressure.
We only ran this one through the machine twice, so we're gonna send that to your house.
Yeah, it's non-chlorinated. Enjoy it.
Actually, I think a better comparison would be like you paying for water pressure. Like the more money you pay, the more water pressure you get.
Or what if your electricity was okay? I only had the basic electricity package, so every once in a while I get these little brownouts, or my lights flicker, or I have to spend a night without electricity. Like it's in a third world country.
It's kind of how it is in Ziegler Shores, though, where we live at. Yes. Oh yeah, dude, we lose power once a month, and bad.
We don't have that problem over
dude,
here.
I don't know what it must be.
And the electrical here is a high wire act daily.
Oh my god, dude, over there is terrible. If one of the trees decides to shake a little harder than the one down the street, we lose power for the week. Last year it happened on our first big snowfall. I just brought our newborn daughter home. We just walked in the door within an hour. Power shuts down. Gone for 3 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's treacherous. Terrible.
So, anyway.
So I feel like what you just talked about, and I feel pissed that I'm not getting the same premiums.
Hey, I did it for four days over the summer, man. Watched lightning hit the pole. I understand. It sucks.
I'm crying inside.
That sucks. Me too. I lost a lot of money that day.
So back to net neutrality.
Oh, yeah, where we at? There we go. We're on track.
Utility. I read a headline about it. That's all I have.
Well, there's a lot of pushback from the Republicans on this issue because they get a lot of money from the ISPs.
Of course.
Thank you, Hetty.
And but it was Ted Cruz had sent out a tweet about how net neutrality is Obamacare for the internet. Which I'm not really sure what he means.
So which Republican wrote it and then Obama just adopted it? Like that's because that's what happened to Obamacare.
Right.
It's just Romney care.
Right. Yeah, but that's just like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything except for conservatives should be against it. Because it's something that Obama's for, which has been their agenda ever since he was in office.
I just wish he would just shut up, like about anything.
Ted Cruz or Obama?
Obama, honestly.
Yeah.
Just like seriously, like.
Well, he's
just getting tanked. Like he's getting wasted. Like
right.
I'm not. No disrespect to the office of the president, but
I'm glad you brought that up though, because there was another reason why I was interested in that. Not only is this an issue that I'm personally interested in, and something that we talked about before on the show that doesn't get a lot of attention and just kind of makes most people's eyes glaze over when you talk about it, but it's like the ultimate lame duck issue. Like he is in the lame duck portion of his presidency.
Right. What's he going to do?
And that's the first thing he comes out of the gate with is like net neutrality.
Yeah.
But
leave it alone, please. It's something good. Leave it alone. Let the next dude deal with it.
Well, what was interesting is that...
Well, I think that's the nature of the government. The government always wants to fuck, no matter party regardless, they always want to fuck with it. The government's motto is, hey, it's not broken. Let's fix the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So there's over 3 dozen Republican senators that drafted a letter to the head of the FCC, Tom Wheeler, and basically told him that regulating ISPs like Obama says they should be regulated, like he said under Title II, the same way that we regulate telecom, is beyond the reach of the FCC, which is, I don't know if it was meant to be threatening. It does kind of sound threatening. Like, I mean, what's going to happen if the FCC overreaches its boundaries? I don't know what the options are, but I'm sure they could, whatever regulations they try and pass would just be nullified, I guess.
Well, won't our system of checks and balances stop that, according to what I learned in social studies class?
Right, I guess that's what I'm getting at. I'm just not sure what that system would be. Like, who can override the FCC? If it's like the president, or if Congress can draft a law that overrides the FCC, or if they have final say on this shit.
The president of Hollywood.
But then you'd end up, this is going to go all the way to the Supreme Court with, who has the right to actually regulate this, if anybody.
Somebody has to. I mean, it can't.
Okay, so
it's not just like it can't be just Wild West out there. Someone's got to keep them in check.
Okay, so that's interesting that you just the term Wild West, because when you talk about how the internet was built on the idea of freedom and being able to go everywhere, well, you had the freedom of going to the Wild Wild West as a pioneer, but you also had the freedom to pay exorbitant prices for water while you were there because it was a supply and demand issue. Talking about the internet as the Wild Wild West, well, then...
No, I was talking more, someone's got to has to be able to regulate the FCC. That's what I'm saying. It can't be just like, well, we exist now and we're the ultimate power and we can do whatever we want now over anything with... No. But what you're getting at, I do think somebody is going to step in at some point. I mean, there's just too many people there too many idiots have a voice nowadays and a platform, thanks to, ironically, the internet. Mm-hmm. So I do think at some point the morality police are going to somehow step in and start telling us what we can and can't see on the internet, how we can access it.
There are people who think that this is an issue, but Obama had mentioned, I think 4,000 people that had signed an online petition, which is, it's not a lot of people. There's how many
are they real? Like Seymour Butts?
Like 60 million people in America. 4,000 is nobody. So this is really, again, a lame duck issue. But I think the other reason why it doesn't resonate with people is because they're like, it's not going to affect me. And it probably won't directly affect you in the way of what you pay for internet. This is really more affecting the type of content that's available for you and who decides which content is easier to access than others. But anyways, we got two sets of eyes glazing over already.
I just read it. I just read an entire article on it. Actually, they were using analogies, using it as roads and having routers almost like toll booths or directors for the roads. So if you have packets of information traveling down this road, and these routers will send them to the right road once they get to the intersection. And they're saying if we lose net neutrality, then what will happen is the big argument is there'll be traffic jams and yada yada yada.
Right. But there's already temporary legislation in place that says that you cannot direct traffic in that matter. Right. But that's going to be up, I think, next year.
Right.
So
we were comparing it earlier to, we said, how you heard about in the 20s and the 30s with the guys walking into you open up a new business. Hey, this is a nice flower shop you got here. It'd be a shame if somebody threw a rock through the window.
Right.
If you give us $50 a week, we can make sure that doesn't happen. To me,
that is a nice website you got here. Be a shame if it crashed someday, say Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it just seems like it's that kind of shakedown going on, and it just doesn't seem right to me.
Right. You could be looking at them charging more depending on when the traffic is happening. It's like how your phone bill used to be. Remember when cell phones used to be, okay, I've got 3 minutes from this time to that time, but then it's $1.18 a minute if I call you at 5 p.m. when I'm getting off work.
Yeah. Don't call me before 7. That means 6:59 in seconds.
And
call me at 7:01.
And before text messaging was unlimited, man, there's a phone bill I will never ever tell anybody that I got.
Yeah, I ran into that.
I had to pay it off in within a 3-month time span, and it took a good portion of each paycheck. I opened that bill and shit my pants. It's what? This is for real? It was when text messaging had just started and they hadn't, when it was Yeah,
they were charging $1 per text probably.
Yeah, I had a pay-as-you-go phone, and I remember putting $100 worth of minutes on it to go on a trip. And before I even got to my destination, just from texting when I was at the airport, just trying to keep myself busy, not even thinking about it, every text cost me 10 cents, and it cost 25 cents to receive one. I had 4 minutes to call my mom and tell her where I was staying. Oh my God, it was awful, man. It was awful.
All right, well, I was going to say, well, no, what were you going to?
Oh, to wrap up the net neutrality discussion, the biggest response from any of the ISPs was AT&T, and they were like, "Oh, we were going to put all this fiber optic line in all these 100 cities across the nation, but we're just going to wait and see how this net neutrality thing plays out now." Which I mean, maybe this is just the paranoid side of me, but did you really have anything planned, or is it just like, oh, we were going to do this, but because Obama's saying all this shit, now we're too spooked. Now you're not getting your fiber optic cable, Denver.
No, I just think they're going to wait to see how they're going to make their money, which method they're going to use.
Right.
Whether it's going to be, they're heading back to the utility route like we discussed. They started as a phone company.
Right.
Whether they head back to that route, if the internet becomes a utility.
How to play that game. They shouldn't be afraid of that.
They should be masters of that universe.
Right.
Or if it's going to turn into the a la carte TV world.
Because it comes down to what's going to happen with HBO. Yeah. Next year, we're going to see HBO provide a separate a la carte service that you can stream through any device. And that could very well set the standard for everybody else. Now, you look at, I think last episode we talked about what was going on AMC with The Walking Dead. And you've got DirecTV throwing ads up over The Walking Dead about how, it was AMC that was throwing ads up saying that DirecTV was possibly going to dump this channel, and that if you want to vote to keep it, then you go to this website or you call this number. And then DirecTV's throwing ads out during the commercials like AMC's trying to scare you, but we're committed to giving you the best quality programming at the right price. So they're having this contract war on fucking television.
Who's going to get who's getting your money?
So you could very well see AMC just go, hey, fuck it, you know what? We don't need you, DirecTV, and you know what? We don't need you either, Comcast. Or
Comcast owns fucking everything. Time Warner.
Yeah, but they could very well go the same route as HBO and they have enough solid programming to just say, hey, pay us $10 a month directly to us and you can stream our shit from anywhere. But long way of saying, HBO, whatever happens with HBO could set the standard for many other channels to follow, could actually be the start of breaking up television outside of not only the packaged version that we've all had to purchase it at, but get it off of the television completely and move it over to computers and devices and everything else. And at that point, then you're going to have to see like what we're saying AT&T is doing. They're waiting to see where the dust settles or where the money settles, more likely. It's, who's going to be the ones who are actually reaping the benefit from this? Because no doubt they are going to ultimately, not right away, but within the next 20 years, they're going to lose their business of providing cable. That's going to be an outmoded form of communication.
Yes, correct.
Hence the fiber.
It's going to head the way of terrestrial radio.
Yeah, which is also why I don't believe they're bluff. Even if they were planning on putting all this fiber optic line in, which is way past due for this country anyway, they're going to go that route eventually anyways because that's what the customers are demanding.
Yeah, I have Wide Open West, which is the cheapest I can get.
Right.
And I won't leave them until I have somebody who's willing to run fiber to my house.
Right. Well, there's no reason to. I mean, you're not going to get anything faster unless you get fiber optic.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, thanks for clicking, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for subscribing for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for telling a friend. I probably already said that, but that's how important it is because that's how podcasts work. We drop every Monday and Thursday. Check out all of the other shows on ChristopherMedia.net. So stay tuned, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.